we should be live now. Good evening, good afternoon, hello everyone, and welcome to Season 11 of Contest of Speed. This is the EU2 Championship. Here for round 17 tonight, I am your host. This is BK. Joining me tonight once again, as usual, Hasmania. How are you doing?
Hello, BK. I'm doing just fine. I hope you're doing just fine after that hiatus last week. I hope you've enjoyed your little break from commentating.
Honestly, it was a disappointing day when I found out I wouldn't be able to commentate for EU2, but glad to be back here this week. Missed a good one last week, hoping for a good one this week. I understand Cornish won last week and clinched the championship, so that's all tied up in terms of the McLaren driver.
Yeah, as you say, we have Cornish Cook who claimed the driver's title last round with a lovely win, dominant win actually, all throughout. We had a few safety cars, a few upsets down the pack as well, leading to a surprise podium from Matty Robbo, I believe, who started pretty far down the pack, if I'm not mistaken, and we had Rosa Sky, I believe, rounding out the top three.
Yeah, I think that's how it went, and your commentary duo absolutely nailed his podium prediction, which he hasn't stopped telling me about. So I'm looking to rival that podium prediction from last week, where he called Matty coming from all the way from the back to claim that podium. So again, always an exciting race here in EU2, like it was last week. Hoping for another exciting one tonight. And who knows what we are in store for? As like we said, the drivers' championship is all bottled up. There's gloves are off, so to speak, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. Everyone can just go out and enjoy themselves now, and not least of which Cornish Cook. He's now secured his title, so he can just have a little chillax. But looking at the drivers' standings, there's quite a bit of competition actually for Ps 2, 3, and 4. We can see Jay Prentice actually on the back of a string of mediocre results, I suppose we'll say. We have seventh place in Imola and eighth place in Singapore, followed by 1 point by Ecos AJ, who is just 1 point behind him on 123 points, and then 122 points is Electric Blade, the American driver, who is very close to the Dutch driver. And then we have 103 points, tied for 103 points actually, are the duo of El Prentice and Matty Robbo. Matty Robbo, of course, with that very, very shock podium last week, which certainly made for an exciting race to watch and commentate on.
Definitely, as we watch the first car now coming across the line, it is going to be a 34-0 for Yeatmax, which will be the benchmark for right now. Let's see who's going to be coming across the line next. Maybe McLaren, J Ray, or I don't believe Cornish will be starting his lap. Now let's stay on board here with J Ray, who I couldn't tell you if he was here last week because I wasn't here last week, but he's usually pretty quick. So let's see what kind of a lap he can put up here in quali. I'm sure this 34-0 will be beat at some point.
Yeah, we do have J Ray back in his regular slot in the McLaren. I do believe he's quite a regular reserve. At least I'm sure he's a reserve. He races enough races in the U2. He could be considered a full-time driver as well. But he is in for Cam Tizzle, who raced last week. Who we had a lot of fun watching the race unfold for him. But it was very unfortunate for him. He had a string of bad luck, and well, it just wasn't too memorable of a race for Cam Tizzle, unless you were me and Deathstorm in the commentary box. We had the time of our lives commentating that race.
Yeah, yeah, it sounded like a good time. And another thing we should mention that is going on this week. Uh, your boy AJ, I noticed in the chat he had a somewhat of an accident, and he's driving with one arm tonight. Um, hopefully, wishing him a speedy recovery. Obviously, it's a scary accident from what I understood, and wish him all the best. But he's still lining up on the grid tonight with one hand.
Yeah, you well, we're just thankful that we're not running the old cars where you have to manually shift. We can get away with the flappy paddles. You just wonder, is he going to be running on automatic gears? Because it must be quite a challenge to race with those paddles, or maybe he's running with the buttons on the wheel because he does race on wheel. It's a very nice setup as I've I believe I've seen him post an image of his setup. At least I hope that was his setup because it was very nice indeed, AJ. And if you're watching this, I would wish, it's on my wish list. One of your setups. It's a very nice setup. But yeah, so good luck to you. Even though you can't hear me, with your singular arm, and I hope you do very well. So I think that's going to about wrap up my commentary on Ecos AJ for the rest of the race because I better not say
You've
any more
said
because
plenty.
I think we'll just ignore it from now.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he has I know some wheels have paddles where you can shift up and down from the same side, so like it's kind of like a I don't even know how you would describe it, but you can push up on the right side to downshift and pull on it to upshift or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like one
So
of those bike gear sticks where you can push and pull to change gear.
yeah, and it's kind of like
Yeah,
you can use one hand and
I
do either way. Yeah.
well, I'm not too familiar with one of those. Of us plebeians can't afford such setups.
I've seen it on the Thrustmaster Ferrari wheel. I know AJ, I'm pretty sure has a Fanatec, so I'm interested. AJ, if you're listening to this, let us know. Are you on automatics right now, or are you on? How the heck are you driving? We want to know. It comes
Well,
to the
he
line now.
seems to be yeah, he seems to be coping fairly well with one arm. It's you wouldn't think he's just got one arm, but he sets a relatively mediocre time, I suppose. Just looking at it, he's been gapped by Sneaky Tom, his temporary teammate, setting a lap around 1/10 quicker than him. But I mean, yeah, you have to say this is a tough track to get right for any driver.
Definitely, there's plenty of spots where you can go wrong and uh, end up off the track, end up backwards. So this is not an easy track. I wasn't looking forward to racing it that much, but it ended up being really enjoyable. So China might have reclaimed some of its lost, I don't know, appeal that it once had. It was pretty fun. Mantis now coming to
Yeah.
the line. 33.8. Lots of drivers in the 33.8 region. Sneaky Tom 33.7. Mantis Cam and AJ 33.8. And Electric Blade just behind 33.9 with Texas Tornado a thousandth of a second off of him. Corners laps. I'm gonna sit at P5 for now. Let's see who we can catch on the flyer. Maybe Dan Robbo here. Looks like he's set a purple sector 1. We're gonna stay on board here with the Williams driver. Yeah, I guess so, Deathstorm. I guess it was enjoyable for that. Oh, and we see Dan Robbo go off. And that is the one spot where I was most concerned about losing the back end of the car, because you really want to try to carry as much speed as you can and push out of that corner, but as you push it too far and you're going to end up spinning right around like Dan Robbo did just there. That curve on the inside too, Haas. I don't know if you clipped that a couple times practicing, but it is not very friendly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't done too much practice around this track.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not one of my personal favourites. I'm quite glad I missed yesterday's race, but no, you are right. It's very tough on the rear tyres, very tough on the front tyres as well. Actually, it's a track where you're not happy no matter how good your setup is. It's all about who can manage their tyres the most on the day and who can get the most consistent lap times because I mean, despite being a relatively simple track, I mean, it's only got, if you discount all the corners that aren't corners per se, because a certain Herman Tilke decided he wanted to name turn one, what is it, turn one, two, and three? It's a
I guess so, yeah. I think so. I
rather
have the track map
strange
here.
situation we're in.
Yeah, you're right. The first turn is actually two turns.
Bloody Germans, am I right?
What was he thinking? Pipe Tech now
What
gonna
was he
set
thinking?
a lap. And he goes P11. We got 7-ish minutes left in qualifying.
I'm just seeing Ecos AJ, who's now coming down the back straight. He is 3.8 tenths up coming into the final sector. So he should be on for a decent improvement here. He's currently riding in P7.
He backed out of it, or is he going? No, he's still going. Very patient with that throttle on the exit. He jumps up
Because
to
AJ,
P3.
yeah, it's a good from him considering he's racing with a
Yeah,
rather big disadvantage.
no, I agree with that. That is a solid lap. Texas starting his lap for the Alpines. Another reserve in tonight, another American driver.
I'm just seeing who do we have who's yet to set a lap. We have Red Mask currently sitting in P15, one of four drivers yet to set a lap, but they're all coming out now. The only pair who haven't actually left the pit lane is Matty Robbo and Dan Robbo. It seems they have their own qualifying strategy and they're just waiting, maybe just to set one lap. They might think the soft tyre might come in handy if there's a safety car or two.
I think, well, we did see Dan out, and he spun around. Can't remember what that was. The second turn in sector two, turn seven, and he's back in the pits now, probably strapping on a new set of boots. And I know Matty was rushing to get dinner and all the lobby set up, so maybe he's just finished eating, just about to set a lap. Also, we
I think
missed a.
meanwhile,
Sorry, go ahead.
Sneaky Tom has jumped up to P2. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't. He must have just completed his lap. I see him going through turn one now without very much ERS. So yeah, Matty said he's eating, so it's one shot quality, no practice. Oh, well, I'll put you in my podium predictions then, knowing you.
We believe in you, Matty. We have Cornish Cook as well. He's just set the fastest lap of the session, a 1:32.5, which is a good 1.5 tenths quicker than some laps we've seen. So Cornish Cook's definitely been doing his practice,
Yeah,
doing his duties as a driver. He's gapped J Ray by what is that, 6 tenths? It's a
it
stonking gap
is
from him.
quite the margin. You're right. Before it was really McLaren and everyone else. Sneaky Tom pulled himself a little closer, and then Cornish blowing everybody out of the water with that 32.5. Racers invalidated. Would have been a 33.6, which would have seen him P9 at
In
the moment.
P9, yeah. Oh, electric blade as well. Wow, he's just gone into P2.
Electric
That's a
Blade.
good lap from him.
Wow, 33.1, but still quite a bit off the pace of Cornish. So it must have been quite the lap for Cornish. I know a 32.5 is very speedy around here. We might have Alpha Tauri coming on the line. Is that Red Mask? He is jumping in the pits and he's sitting P10 still. As does J Ray, I believe. And Williams also jumps in the pits. Got Texas out on track. Looks like he's out of fuel though, so he's definitely not on a flyer. Dave Prentice is invalidated.
I've just spotted Jay Prentice with an invalidated lap and 0% ERS,
I
which
know.
is quite an entertaining sight, especially given the Ferrari, the Scarlet Red Ferrari he's driving. I'm sure he won't want to see that in the race, but I can't imagine he'd be too worried about where he starts as he just leapfrogs someone into the pit lane. He's always an entertaining driver to watch.
I'm yeah, I just switched off of him there. I would have caught that, but I was trying to see who's coming down the back straight there. That's funny. And he's pulling a Sebastian Vettel. It's just qualifying. Wonder if we'll see that in the race.
I would imagine so. The apprentices do have the setups well tuned. I think we should say.
AJ on an outlap now. Got Dan also making his way around the track here. Looks like he's on a flyer. And Electric Blade's retired from the session. That looks like it's in pits. So that's the most he's gonna get out of qualifying. Dan keeping it nice and tight through the penultimate corner. Cornish also retiring, feeling comfortable with that 32.5. I mean, why wouldn't you? He's 6 tenths
Yeah, I
clear of the
mean
next
you
closest guy.
can't blame him. It's a rather large gap he's got.
Exactly, yeah. And meanwhile, Dan Rabo goes to 33.5, so that slots him P9 there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of track evolution. I'm not quite sure if Well, I mean, Electric Blade's certainly happy with his lap and chooses to retire, but I can't imagine that would keep him P2 for much longer. The track is definitely going to improve in the last 2 minutes of qualifying. We have AJ just coming out of the final hairpin now. He's going to be looking to start a lap.
It looks like everybody out there is just winding up to start a lap. J Ray was winding it up. Cornish Mantis also winding it up. And Matty getting ready for his one-shot quali. So everybody is going to be coming to the line to set a lap. Who do we got first, potentially? J Prince on an out lap. It might be AJ. It might be AJ on the first flyer. He's set a purple sector 1.
Yeah, I just saw that. He's a tenth up. Very solid sector from him though.
Keeping it nice and smooth on the exit there. He's got a Red Bull ahead of him. Looks like Sneaky Tom is setting up the toe while he's on his out lap here. This is going to give AJ a nice boost down the straight. He's going to pull out of the way here. Excellent coordination from the Red Bull crew there.
Meanwhile, I've just seen Yeet go up to P2 with a 32.9. It's a very good lap from him there.
Absolutely snuck in there. Yeetmex with a 32.9, and he just gets beat by another 32.9, 32.911 from AJ. What a fantastic lap for the one-armed driver today. We're going to have a flurry of cars coming across the line now, as Mantis going to be the next one to set a lap. He is, and he improves by 7/10, goes 33.1 up to P5 for him. We've got Matty coming to the line here, and it looks like he had some issues out of the final corner. He's not going to set a lap or any lap with a competitive time. It's unfortunate. Obviously, we all mentioned he's at a one-shot quality, no practice. It's very tough to put a competitive lap in at that point.
Well, I think if anything, that only solidifies his result. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him on the podium again, given last week's race.
Exactly. Now all these cars coming to the line now. Yeet has obviously completed qualifying. I believe he's not going to improve on this attempt. Next across
You
the
think
line.
he wouldn't? Oh no, he has no DRS. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're correct. Oh, we have a spinner. I think that's Red Mask on his final flyer, just
It
spinning
is
out
Red
of
Mask and also
the very long hairpin.
Aston Martin that spun out. We're going to jump on board with Texas now, coming to the line. Next is going to be Sneaky Tom. Texas goes P4, 132.999. Sneaky Tom is next across the line. And he's not coming to the line, so it's going to be Jay Prentice. Looking to jump up the order here. What's it going to be? And he stays the same. Improves very marginally, but not enough.
By 1/1000th, I think that was.
1/1000th. Razor finally sets the lap. 133.177 puts him in P9. And you got McLaren coming to the line now. I believe J Ray's done qualifying. Cornish is also jumping in the pits. That must be Matty. Yeah, Matty coming around one last time. I believe qualifying is complete. So we have Cornish, the man who won the championship last week on pole, followed by AJ in P2. Racing with one arm today, and what about Yeetmex there? 132.986. What a lap with not much time to go, just snuck in there and managed to sneak in front of Blade, like you mentioned. That track evolution maybe coming into play, helping Yeetmex out.
Yeah, it's very competitive, really competitive actually. P2 to P9 are only separated by around 2/10 of a second, but then we have Cornish Cook who's just in another league. He's gapped him by 3.5 tenths, which is just, well, it's incredible. I know it's a rather long lap round here, but the vast majority of it is straight, so you can't imagine there's too many areas to make up time. So it's a good lap from him there.
Absolutely, I was just laughing at the chat. Yeah, no, very competitive. I didn't even really put those two together, but like you said, P2 to P9 are all right there. There's Cornish, like we said, P1, AJ P2, EMAX P3, Texas P4, Electric Blade P5, Mantis P6, J-Ray P7, Cam P8, Racer P9, Sneaky Tom P10, J Prentice P11, Dan Rabo P12, Redmask P13, Pipe Tech P14, Matty Rabo P15. Now it's the usual time that we invite any podium predictions. I know I saw Destorm watching there. Is he trying to go back to back 2 weeks and perfect podium predictions? Electric got the boot. Didn't see that. Try to get him back in during the formation. Cam.
Well, I think it's time we give the viewers our podium predictions, don't you think? Unless you want to wait until we see the grid again.
I might want to see the grid again, but I know like Cornish is head and shoulders above the rest right now. So I think either way, I'm putting him on P1. Blade has made it back in, thank goodness. Hopefully he can get his car properly set up.
There we go. Seems like we don't have too many drivers, but we do actually have 15. So I wouldn't call it an empty grid. It's just over that last few. Oh, okay. Sneaky. Who is that? Sneaky Tom. No, it's Cam Tizzle getting a little bit adventurous there with his starts. You just wonder, is it some kind of advanced race tactic we don't know about, just to give your tyres a little kick?
It must be because I know last week we saw 360s on the way to the grid as AJ does a 360 in the middle of turn 3. Okay. Very
I mean,
stylish there from the one
I'm
arm blade.
sure we haven't been informed. There's definitely a new F1 meta uh, in online league racing now. This is the preferred strategy for drivers.
Must be, man, must be. Um, as far as predictions go, I've deferred to you first for the last few times, so I'll go first here. I'm thinking Cornish cuts first. Um, I think Blade has maybe an extra set of softs. That's why he retired early. He could maybe do something with a late safety car. Blade's P2. As two people get disqualified from the formation lap. And you know what? Let's see Cam P3. So Cornish, Blade, Cam.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I just think someone might not execute their start perfectly, and I'm not sure if it is going to be Cornish Cook, who I'm gonna say is the favourite for the win. But I think we're going to see a little bit of not necessarily a train, more of a car park after the football, if you will. Into turn one, it's going to be very crowded. So I'm going to say we're going to see a surprise Texas P2, and I will say Electric Blade P3.
Okay. So Cornish P1, was that what you said?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we have Cook, Texas, and Blade.
We shall see. Any
Alright.
360s into the grid slots this week? Oh, it's all business.
Yeah, it seems everyone's being sensible. Oh, we've had 3 drivers be disqualified for incorrect grid placements. 4 drivers now.
Jeez. Here we go then. 5 red lights are on. And we are green for the Chinese Grand Prix. Everybody getting away very clean so far. Cornish maintaining that lead. And we got some movement in the back. Everybody's getting side by
Oh,
side into
it's
turn 1.
Electric Blade. He's now
Blade's
in
gone
13th.
tumbling. And we got an Alpine that's gone sideways. Cam as well. Lots of battling here. Racer side by side with Dan Robbo going into turn 4, I believe, turn 5.
Oh, Blade's just been hit in the rear by J-Ray there.
Oh no.
He's lost even more positions. The top 4, as you were, Cornish Mantis in P5, Sneaky Tom up 4 places in P6, Dan Robbo up 5 places in P7. They've had some excellent starts.
Absolutely. Those guys making up many positions early at the expense of some of the drivers like Electric Blade and J-Ray who have tumbled down the order. 6 places each.
Well, there goes our predictions.
There goes
BK.
our predictions. You can never
Cam
predict
Tizzle and
EU2.
Electric Blade.
Oh, and
You can never
Texas!
predict them.
And Texas! He just lost it out of turn 13 there, the long right-hander going down the big straight. Very tough to get the power down, especially in these early stages of the race. He's lost several positions there. We were on board for that.
Oh, we have Electric Blade diving down the inside of Cam Tizzle there.
Haha, those guys are good buddies, I know. Must have enjoyed making that move. Electric Blade also, I found out last week, plays on controller, if you can believe that. Guy's an absolute weapon.
Yeah, we have very quick drivers. Cornish Cook, I think, is also on controller, although I believe he is looking to switch to wheel for the newly released or soon to be released F1 23, which I will say is very good if you're looking to switch to wheel but you don't know how. Just wait until the new game comes out and you get a fresh start. That's how I did it, and it seems to work. It just takes you 3 months to to get on pace with what you were. It is a very different style of racing.
It is completely different, I agree. It took me a little while as well to get used to it when I switched, but luckily I wasn't too quick on controller anyway, so it didn't take me that long to get up to pace. Oh shit.
Oh, I've just noticed we have Yeetmex, who is coming under pressure from Sneaky Tom, who got a fantastic exit out of, was it turn 13? That big long right-hander. He's now ahead of Yeet. He's up 6 places from the start. And Cornish Mantis is cruising in P3 there. Oh, Yeet dives down the inside of Sneaky Tom, but he stays ahead. Yeet cannot make the move stick. Oh, I appear to have lost BK. Well, I suppose while we're waiting, I can take over the responsibilities of main commentator. We have Cornish Cook leading the way after 3 laps. He had a fantastic start and he's maintained his lead, and he's inching away from Ecos AJ, who's in P2. He's about a second and a half, 1.8 seconds, roughly thereabouts. He's already out of DRS, which is going to be very nice to hear for Cornish Cook. It's a very DRS heavy track, and if you do have DRS, it's far easier to overtake than if you don't. And then in P3 we have Cornish Mantis, who's up 3 places. He had a very strong start indeed. I think he just kept his nose clean for a little bit, and he made it through the first few corners intact. P4 is Sneaky Tom. He's up 6 places with a lightning start, almost appeared out of nowhere. He's going to be on for a good result here if he can just keep that form up. And I think we have BK back. Do I hear a little bit of a mic
Yep, I'm back
crackle?
now. my bad.
There we go. I can return to my duties of coming in when it gets awkwardly silent.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. If there's any action going on, completely missed it for a second there. Had to go run and grab something right quick. Forgot about. But oh no, electric blade tapping the rear end of Jay Prentice there. It looked like. What did I miss, Haas? Sorry about that.
Oh, you missed me very awkwardly recount the opening few laps. So I don't think you've missed much. We have Red Mask and Pipe Tech who are scrapping out for last place, but I can't imagine that's going to be hugely beneficial to their race. I think they're just trying to have a little bit of fun because with both of them on the hard tyres, they kind of have to stay out for their strategy to work. So I think one of them's missing a wing end plate. We have Red Mask in P14 with presumably yellow or orange damage, which around here is definitely going to take a few tenths off your lap, or give you a few tenths a lap, I should say. So I think they're praying for a safety car, P14 and 15.
100%. Yeah, the end plate is missing. You can see it there. Blade continuing to battle with the Ferrari Jay Prentice here. Oh, Matty Rabo in Texas going at it.
Oh, we have a
Oh,
spinner. Oh, it's Mantis. No.
and
Oh, he had
Texas
such a good start. Oh, no, he's not going to be happy with that.
Texas and Matty made contact too there. Matty ended up having to bail into the grass to keep his car moving. Blade is now going to find his way past Mantis. Did Mantis spin out of 13 there? The long right?
Yeah, it's 13, that suspiciously phallic shaped turn.
Just don't look at it upside down.
I'm just having a look. Do we have anyone with wing damage beside Red Mask? I don't think we do. I think Red Mask is currently the only driver out on track with wing damage.
Texas and Cornish Mantis going out of here as well. He's lost several positions when I was looking down at the results. He was just behind Blade and Cam and Texas. Both picked him up. So there. So
Ooh, no, disregard my last message. We have Cornish Mantis who also has wing damage. Presumably after that spin, he's now in
yeah.
P11. I can imagine he's going to lose a few more positions. The wing damage is very dangerous
And Jay
around here.
Prentice spins into the wall. He's completely lost his front nose now. And that's a safety car coming out.
Oh,
Where's Red Arrow?
that
He is saying there's going to be no safety cars. Where are you, sir? Show yourself. Here we have a safety car.
well, that is going to be the sound of gospel. Some of these drivers, not least of which Red Mask, who I think his wing damage has only gotten worse. He may have tapped the wall somewhere. He's
Yeah.
now running with. Oh no,
Oh,
it's just
yeah,
his
just
end
one
plate
end
missing.
plate. Apprentice missing his front nose completely. Pipe tech looks intact. I wonder if Matty's car has any damage on it. He was definitely definitely scrapping it out with Texas there for a second. And Cornish jumps in the pits. So does AJ. 4 laps in, gonna try to get the hards on. And Eaton
Hmm.
stays out because he's on the hards. He's gonna gain the lead of this race.
Do you think the Hards can make it to the end of the race from
Um,
this
yeah,
point?
yeah, I think so.
Right,
I
well, I suppose I'll trust your opinion, and well, you have more racing experience here than me, so I will definitely trust your professional opinion. But we have Dan Robbo in P2. It was certainly going to be one of the Robbos who had a surprise podium. It's Dan Robbo this time.
well, yeah, Matty's not too far behind there, P6, and he's on the hard tire at the moment. Hasn't pitted yet, but we shall see. It is very I don't know, not very typical for the safety car to come out here. So maybe, just maybe, they're expecting this race to go green to the end, and they can rely on that pit stop at some point later on. That shouldn't have been one. He's still moving. Oh you were wrong. Um, I didn't say that there's gonna be one, but just the fact that you were wrong. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Bernd has to stretch his legs every now and then, right? Mylander.
Yeah, he's got to stretch his legs and scratch his racing itch, but I can't imagine he'd be too pleased to drive around this track. It's not the most fun,
Or to
but
drive a
he has to do.
Mercedes.
Yeah, he has to do his job, I suppose, and well, it's always fun when you get to redline a Mercedes down a kilometre long back straight. At least I believe it's a kilometre long. It's one of the longest on the calendar.
Oh yeah, it's a longer one. I couldn't tell you exactly how long.
I'm just looking at the positions here. We have Yeetmex in the lead, who's up 2 places, but that's because he stayed out when everyone else decided to pit. He's on a different strategy. Then we have Dan Robbo in P2. He's up 10 positions, capitalising on everyone in front of him pitting. So now they're behind him, and if things go his and Yeetmek's way, they could actually be net P1 and P2, should there be no more safety cars. Racer in P3, who's up 6 places. He seems to be the child of convenience here. He's had a fairly decent start. He's kept his nose clean, same as I would say same as Cam Tizzle, but I'm pretty sure he got involved with an incident in lap 1, but I don't think that's affected him too much. He's up 4 places. Texas, after that spin, he's made his way back to P5, which I think is quite impressive. And Matty Robbo in P6, who you always fancy, he's going to have a good result, especially around China. He's up 9 places in P6.
Yeah, Matty's only gonna get faster because, like you said, no practice. So I'm sure his one-shot quality practice really dialed him in, and now every lap he's just gonna get faster and faster. Cornish, then he was the leader before the safety car. He's sitting down in P7 now. And I wonder if he's hoping those tires can go to the end. He did strap on those hards, did he not? Did.
Well, as the safety car is just about to come in, I suppose we should talk about the potential for another safety car, as we've already seen one. I can't imagine it would be too unlikely to see another one. So, if anything, those hard tyres could actually be beneficial if there is another safety car, because then you'll have reduced wear for the entirety of the race, essentially.
Safety car diving into the pits now. When does Yeetmex pull the trigger? Here he goes. Didn't fool Dan at all. He is on his tail. Dumping the battery. Looks like Dan's got a little more top speed, but not enough. Everybody's staying very friendly and respectful through turn 1, but we've got a couple cars side by side. AJ and Pipe Tech. With Sneaky Tom sneaking his way up the inside of AJ. Have to yield that position, though. Texas all over the back of his friend Cam Tizzle in the Alpine, friend and teammate for this afternoon, and reserve teammate.
Yeah, Texas Tornado's going to be itching to get past Cam Tizzle here. He's on
going up the
a
inside.
medium tyre. This is a very teammate-friendly battling. It's all fair and good. There's not much contact, but Texas is going to have.
Oh!
Oh,
Whoa!
he gets very squirrely out of there on those medium tyres. You think they'd have more grip, especially around the outside, but oh wow, some good car control to keep it on the track there. Does he look up the inside?
Oh, little tap from Cam.
Oh, it's 3 wide on
And
the
he's getting
exit.
swamped in the back there.
Oh, Cornish Cook's looking to capitalise on this.
Let's get on board with Pipe Deck here. He's got a perfect view of this battle. Matty and Cornish side by side here, and he's getting some traffic along his side. Electric Blade says, thank you very much. You leave that door open, I'm going to walk right in.
Electric Blade also, I think, has left the session, so he might have said thank you very much to his connection as well. He's now ghosted,
Oh, it wasn't
and he's
Electric
going to
Blade.
let Cornish Mantis pass him.
It was AJ.
Oh,
Did I say Electric? My bad.
unfortunately, yeah, Electric Blade is now ghosted due to his connection.
Oh no, hopefully somebody can get him back in. Cornish is taking that position back on Matty. They're still going to be fighting this out through Sector 2. Has DRS been enabled yet? I can't remember. Should be, right? But there's a big train still, so no one's really going to benefit too much from the DRS. But AJ closing in on Matty as well. And remember, these qualifying times are all very similar. So this pack could be
Yeah,
here to stay.
apologies there, I was just trying to get Electric Blade back into the lobby and bump in a min-invite.
No
Hopefully he can
worries.
get back in. But his AI car seems to have let him down a bit.
AJ getting that move done on Matty Robbo there. So Matty's lost a couple positions here. He started 6th on the restart, down to 8th now. Racer with a 3-second time penalty. He's sitting in 2nd. Dan has spun it out of the penultimate corner. Oh, I wonder if that had anything to do with the 3-second time penalty with Racer. They were pretty close on the track, I believe. Dan has dropped all the way back to P13 from being on the podium positions, I believe. Oh, his
He
tires
spins
are so
again.
hot. No. That
Oh,
is.
it was ironic. Dan Robbo with the with running number 13 was in P13. Lucky number 13 or unlucky number 13. It made him spin again.
This is the one major complaint I've heard is that when you spin on this track, it's hard to stop. These tires get so hot. Corners now with a pretty decent restart. Was he not P7 on the restart up to P5?
Yeah, I think he got involved with it. Oh, as we see Dan Robbo spin again. I think he got involved with that scrap between Texas and Cam Tizzle, and he's just managed to capitalise on that and gain a few places on the restart. Ecos AJ as well has gained a few places on the restart, and Dan
Cam and
Robbo's
Texas
he's.
though.
Oh yeah, there. Well, I mean, I think we did predict Cam and Texas podium, so who knows? And Dan Robbo is having an absolute nightmare trying to keep that car under control.
Corners finds his way around Cam there, so he splits the two Alpines for the moment. Definitely showing his pace as of this restart.
Oh, we see Texas. Is he looking to get a move on Racer? Oh, he is.
He
He goes
is.
around the outside.
Nicely done there by Texas. He is the best form of defense is attack. He's getting his way around Racer. Those medium tires soon to be at their crossover point, I would assume. So he's made the quick work that he needed. Now he's got to chase down Yeetmax to hopefully build a little bit of a gap. We've got here J-Ray all over the back of Pipe Tech, followed by Red Mask, followed by Mantis. This is quite the train being led by Matty Robbo at the moment. He is losing a little bit of touch with AJ ahead, but still not too far behind. We have pretty much a train from start to finish as Dan Robbo is going to be the first one to retire, and it's in the pits, unfortunately for him. It's going to show how one spin, and Cam something must have happened there. I'm not sure what, but I saw he's gone off the track. Those tires are hot.
Quite a strange place to lose it though.
I don't
I
know.
think, yeah, I didn't catch what happened there.
Maybe some contact, maybe something didn't see. But I just saw his name getting passed by
Ooh,
Cornish. And
Pipe Tech's looking to go around the outside of Matty Robbo. Is he going to make the move stick? Is he looking for a switchback, maybe?
Yellow flags in Sector 1 for Dan's AI. He's off the track now. We're all good to go. So Yeetmax still leads. Technus has cut down that gap by a decent margin there. I believe 5/10. J-Ray finding his way around Pipe Tech now. Just cut away from that.
Oh,
Racer. Sorry?
we have yellows in Sector 3. It's Jay Prentice in 14th place. That's currently last. He's having a nightmare race, and I think he's going to be hoping for another safety car. As I would assume, Yeetmax and Texas also hoping for a safety car, as they opted to stay out during the first safety car period. So, oh no, Texas. Sorry, he's on the mediums.
He did stay out on those mediums, which is a little surprising. I don't know why it keeps flashing yellow, but okay. Jay Prentice has decided to call it quits, I believe, with that 5-second speeding in the pits. Do you see that in the track map? Sector 3 keeps flashing yellow and no one's there?
Yeah, on the back straight, it's just having a little bit of a moment. So,
yeah, like right now.
oh, still doing it again. I'm sure he's just trying to keep the drivers on the toes. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there between the racer. Oh, and Cornish Cook as well. Just hitting the front wings are colliding with the rears of those Mercedes and McLaren.
Texas jumping into the pits. That gives Racer up to Cornish here. He's not going to have the benefit of DRS for the rest of this lap. Max has got that second gap unless he can close it. So Cornish looking to make his way back up to the front of this race.
Yeah, he's looking very angry as Cornish Cook there. I assume he's wanting to make a move before that DRS because he seems just so much quicker than Racer on those 5-lap older hard tyres.
J-Ray with 3 seconds now as well. I don't know why Cornish should be angry right now. He's clinched the championship. He's in a fantastic position to take this win. He's 2 ahead of him and half the pit. AJ's 0.8 of a second behind him. Racing with 1R, mind you. So
yeah, it's a surprise comeback in not even half race distance. AJ going from I'm not quite sure where he qualified, but he didn't have the best of starts, and now all of a sudden he's right behind Cornish Cook and could be in net P2 actually. So he's on track for a nice P2 finish here.
didn't AJ qualify P2?
Oh yes, apologies. But yes, by not having a good start, I mean that's a lovely little double entendre to make him win the race. It's all part of the plan.
The
Definitely not my
anti-curse.
incompetence. Yeah, exactly.
Cornish now 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths behind Racer. No DRS ahead. The yellows are still flashing all over the place, but no cars in these sectors that are spun around. I wonder if this lobby is gonna hang on for the rest of the race. Oh, Racer defends the inside and then covers the outside. Cornish says, "Thank you very much. I'll take the inside," and he's passed now. What a move! A little bait and switch there. So Cornish now free air with 5-lap fresher hard tires. 16% ERS compared to Yeetmax's 50, but he is chasing him down as of now.
Yeah,
Maddie,
Cornish Cook's gonna have the that's
spun
not
it
good.
out of I don't know what corner.
What corner is that? 10, 11, 10 and 11.
Yeah, 10, 9 and 10 there, and then now into 11. Oh man, that was Williams. Hopefully he manages to cool those tires down a little bit better than Dan did. Cornish now finding his way into the DRS range of Yeetmax ahead of him. So we've kind of got a couple trains forming here. J-Ray's lost the back of these guys just a little bit, as well as Mantis. But then Pipe Tech is the head of the next train. Don Ammo has joined us in the chat. Hello, Don Ammo. Why aren't you racing? Come on, we need the Alfa Romeo at full force.
Ooh, Cam Tizzle in the Alpine making a lovely move on Pipe Tech. He had the move done before turn one, and now he's looking to make use of that clean air through the very high downforce section. That really swirly, snaily section of turns 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep. Said Matty was to the head of that next train, but now Cam has found his way to the front of it, looking to close the gap to Mantis. Corners now, all of the back of Emax, while AJ's all of the back of Racer. Let's stick on board here. Looks like Cornish might have something to fight for with the next DRS straight coming up. Emax sitting on 40% ERS, but as they power out of that tricky turn 13. Cornish very close now, only 2/10 behind with the DRS. And he outbreaks Emax into the corner. Emax looking for the switchback.
Oh, meanwhile, Sneaky Tom's looking for the move on Pipe Tech into the hairpin. Oh, he makes it. Very nice and clean from him. Good clean racing from Sneaky Tom and Pipe Tech. And Red Mask is hopefully going to be looking to capitalise on his mistake. Pipe Tech actually decides to pit and gift Red Mask the position there. I think he's going to be looking to go on the mediums to the end of the race.
AJ fighting it out with Racer now through turns 2 and 3. Exit of 4 now. He has that position locked up. Racer, 3-second time penalty. Fighting it back, looking up the inside. AJ gonna get a little more grip on the exit. He's managed to jump the Mercedes, sitting in P3 at the moment.
It's going to be important for Cornish Cook here to try and gap Yeetmax in this last little bit before Sector 3, before the DRS detection. I'm sure he's going to be burning his ERS to maximise that gap, but is he going to get the 1 second? It doesn't look like he is, so Yeetmax is going to stay in DRS.
Yeah, good point there. We should see the rear wing open of that Ferrari. AJ looking to close in on him. He's got the 5-lap fresher hards as well. DRS is active for Emax, although he is outside of that second range net. I wonder if he'll have it for the next detection point coming up here. Dumping the ERS, trying to get in. Cornish has got a fantastic exit and pulls 3/10 on him before the DRS detection point, so I believe he will not have DRS this time.
We have Racer coming into the pit lane, and Cam Tizzle as well, also coming into the pit lane. They're going to want to get rid of their tyres and jump onto the mediums for the end of the race. It seems like a smart move just to get in that clean air and warm those tyres up effectively before everyone else decides to pit as well.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few drivers in this lineup who seem to be taking the hardest to the end of the race. Cornish Cook is one of them who's leading the race. Ecos AJ in net P2, we would assume, and J-Ray actually in P3, but he does have that penalty to come after the finish of the race.
One of the closer battles on track now. Matty Robbo defending Texas.
Oh, Red Mask, he's lost it. Out of 13. Oh no, he doesn't seem to have lost too many positions there. He's still in P8, but he's lost a lot of time on those 11-lap-old mediums as well. You can't imagine they're going to make it to the end of the race. It looks like he's going to have to pit again.
Absolutely, yeah. Those are going to be way past their due date when the race finish comes. Texas not closing in enough on Maddie in this occasion to launch a move. But what for the next straight? What was pulled on him? I asked. Yeah. You're not driving
I
it?
think it was a 32.5. Oh no, who's that? Oh, it's AJ. He's lost it at a turn 3 or 4, and he's now in P5. His teammate is looking up the back of him. Oh no,
And Texas
there's
found
no
his way around
commentator's
Maddie.
curse involved.
Yeah, AJ was having a brilliant race. Like we mentioned, the one-armed man having a pretty scary accident earlier on this past week, and is still racing today. Shows his commitment, and just wishing him the best. And unfortunate that his all his efforts have come a little bit untangled here, but he's still in the top five. There's still plenty of race left, 10 laps to go. And I was mentioning, Texas actually did find his way around Matty Robbo there as AJ spun out. They were fighting it out.
Yeah, I think AJ's going to have to battle with Sneaky Tom here. I can't imagine there's going to be too many team orders. They do have a fairly significant gap behind them, so hopefully we should see some interesting battles here.
No ERS for AJ ahead. Sneaky Tom is saving his, but he's got DRS. Gonna sit behind AJ this time.
And Cornish Mantis is now within 2/10 of J-Ray. They're fighting for P3. Cornish jumps immediately to the outside. He's going to make that move well before turn 1. And Matty Robbo there's just made it past Texas Tornado with the help of DRS.
Every time
He's
I
on.
switch away, they pass each other. But here comes Texas with DRS now into turn one. Side by side. It's going to be a long fight into turn two, turn three. He's not going to be able to hang it around the inside here. But Texas significantly lower on ERS.
Yeah, he has a distinct lack of grip, does Matty Robbo. He's on
Oh,
12 lap older tyres. That's I think it's remarkable. He's even managing to keep up.
yeah.
That's
You
it's
have to
impressive from Matty Robbo.
give it to Matty there. He is giving it all he can. He's been on those tires since the lights went green this race, and he is making the most of it here.
I just think Cornish Mantis might have dropped J Ray a fair bit, but J Ray's still going to be in DRS, and Sneaky Tom's also going to be in DRS. Is he going to try and make a move on his teammate, who
AJ's
has no
completely out of
ERS?
ERS. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen on this occasion, but AJ's got enough top speed in his car. It appears that he can defend on those straights.
Oh, it looks like we're going to have a nice battle between Racer and Cam Tizzle, and Matty Robbo as well.
Three of them diving into the penultimate corner. And Don Ammo, I think that those have stopped, like Cornish, Mantis, and J-Ray, AJ. Those guys are all going to the end here. They're gonna have 22 lap old hards at the end. Cam's in the fastest lap. So this battle is still going on. Racer taking the outside. Texas taking the inside, and he gets
Oh,
tapped.
contact!
Oh no! And there's
Oh no, Texas.
Matty got collected a little bit in that. Is there wing damage for the Williams? Texas and Racer getting a little tangled up there.
Oh no,
Matty
he's
Rabo
lost it
suffered from it.
again. Oh, Texas, he's lost it again. Was it contact with his teammate or was it with Racer?
I think it was Racer. Racer. I think they hit the back of him there. But yeah,
As we
Texas.
have Pipe Tech retiring from the session as well. We only have 12 drivers currently racing, and they're all spaced quite a fair bit apart. Cam Tizzle is side by side with Racer, looking to get revenge for what he did to Texas.
We did have one safety car this race earlier on, but I'd be surprised if one comes out at this point. We got 12 drivers left. You said 12 cars racing. I would argue there's 11 cars racing because Cornish is pretty much checked out of this race. He's 5 seconds ahead.
I suppose we could add Texas to that list. It seems his race is over as well. It's 20 seconds behind, plus penalties to come. Can't imagine he'll be back in this, even with the addition of a safety car.
Cock does have a huge pace advantage here. It appears. Don Ammo, his quality lap was 6 tenths clear of the field, so he was absolutely flying out there in quali. The only one to dip into the 32s, I believe. Now we've got a little bit
Yeah,
of
it
a
was a
battle here for P2. Hey, Yeetmax is under pressure from the Mantis, 3 tenths behind. 5 laps
uh,
fresher, hard tires there, and Yeetmax is yet to stop, so that position
yeah.
isn't going to be
I,
his.
I was going to say it's remarkably brave going for 20 laps on those mediums. It's he's definitely going to have to stop because you are required to stop at least once during your race, otherwise you're going to get disqualified. And I just think, where's he going to come out if he does stop now? Maybe P9, I think. Maybe P10.
Yeah, maybe still in the points, but we've got a fantastic helicopter cam there, brought to you by by Volkswagen.
Das
Das Auto.
Auto.
Oh my god. Sneaky Tom still on the back of AJ there. 5 tenths back as well. That's the two main battles here. I mean, J-Ray and Cornish Mantis is going to get into that position because Emax finally jumps in the pits. J-Ray, with that 3 second time penalty, really ruining his chances at a P2 position here, but he's hoping that him and Mantis can maybe pull away. I wonder if
Ooh, Yeet Mix. He's jumping onto the softs. That's
oh
brave.
boy, strapping on the
He's going.
sauce.
He's going for fastest lap. Is he going to come out in P8 or is he going to get jumped by Cam? He is going to get jumped by Cam. Is he
Maybe
going to get
even
jumped by
Racer.
Racer?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh,
very close. Racer backs out of it. Oh, it's the smart thing to do.
I
Those
was just
those
watching
soft
the
tires.
dots.
Oh, those soft tires are going to be very cold for the first few corners. Racer needs to get past now if he has any chance of taking P9 on track. I think that's one disparity between F1 22 and 23. You're going to have so much more grip when you come out of the pit lane next game. So hopefully, all the traction that everyone's been complaining about will, well, hopefully we'll have no complaints next game. I do believe traction when you put your foot down as well is going to be a lot better, and your turning is going to be improved as well. So we're going to see cars that are a lot less understeery. As I've just seen Cornish Mantis get passed by J Ray.
And
Apologies for.
I'm watching
Oh,
Sneaky Tom make a move on AJ here, but you could see AJ moving his wheels side to side just a little bit, trying to say, no, Sneaky Tom, don't do this to me. But Sneaky Tom's got 40% ERS. AJ has zero. He's going to have it to defend without a DRS down the straight here with AJ behind him. So he bided his time there. He stayed behind his teammate, and he made the move count when it needed to. So I was just laughing that AJ was trying to tell him no by moving his wheels side to side. Not really weaving, but just enough movement that you could see him not really agreeing with what was about to happen.
yeah, it's a tough call. Sometimes you get the little. We'll call it the F1 wiggle. Sometimes you get a little wiggle to signify you can pass, and sometimes the wiggle means please don't. And unfortunately, some drivers just smell blood and they want that few extra points because it can mean the difference in the championship. And well, you wouldn't be here if you weren't just a little bit greedy. So well, speaking of greedy, we have Matty Robbo and Texas Tornado both on the softs as well, and they're going to be looking to grab that fastest lap.
I love it. I love it. And you said that J-Ray getting ahead of Mantis here, but Mantis is going to benefit from that time penalty, and Sneaky Tom is slowly reeling those guys in. So J-Ray might drop behind Sneaky Tom, behind AJ. I think Electric Blade is a little
Yeah,
too
we
far for that, though.
yeah, even after AJ's little spin in the middle of the race, he could be on for a P4 here, which I would consider a very very solid result.
100%.
Again, do not want to give the commentators curse.
Yeah, just you always gotta cringe a little bit when you hear something like that come out because you're like, oh, please don't immediately hurt him. But he
You
looks
got to
like
be
he's
careful
okay.
when you got to make sure he's either on a straight or in the pits when you talk about him. Otherwise, there's always the risk, as Yeatmex does take the fastest lap of the race there, to be expected. He is on those new soft tyres.
Cornish has
I'll tell you what,
completely
though.
checked out of this race, man. He's gone.
Oh, he's had a real championship drive, well-deserved championship drive, well-deserved result. The EU2 champion with, well, taking it on the not penultimate race, whatever the race before the penultimate race is. He's earned his championship. He's had some solid results throughout the season. I think the only real surprise we could be in for is if AJ decides to pass Sneaky Tom, as Yeatmex makes it past Red Mask, scrapping it out into turn 13 there. But you just think who's going to get DRS here?
That detection point is very much so where they were battling it out. Looks like Red Mask has it this occasion. Max completely out of battery. Red Mask has some. He's not going to use it here. Sneaky Tom slowly losing touch with those ahead. How many wins would this put Cornish on for the season then?
Oh, we have a retirement.
Oh,
It's
and you wouldn't believe it.
oh no.
You would not
Oh,
believe it.
we should not have called it.
You would not believe it. Ladies and gents, we have another green-white checkered coming our way. You would not believe it.
This is going to be a lightning safety car. Bert Mylander's really going to have his foot to the floor. He needs to get around the track and back up the field because at the end of lap 26, the safety car has to come in by the rules of the game.
And I
So this
wonder,
is
is
going to
anybody
be.
gonna play the track position game here? Cornish,
I can't imagine
all
any
these
race
guys.
leader
I mean,
pitting at the
Cam
moment.
on those 8-lap-old mediums. Look at him. He could be someone that makes it to the end and still has
We
enough life
have
in those mediums.
Electric Blade as well with that 10-second gap. He might actually jump onto the soft tyre. He may only lose one or two positions if he chooses to pit.
Yeah,
It's
these guys need to
yeah.
regain their ERS and figure out what they're gonna do for these last laps because this is gonna be the only lap the safety car does.
Cornish Cook decides not to pit.
Cornish is staying out. He has a championship locked up. He's not gonna risk track position here. J-Ray stays out. Mantis stays out. Sneaky Tom stays out. AJ stays out. So status quo so far. Bar Electric Blade, who does jump into the pits here, assuming they put on the softs. Everybody's deciding to stay out. I'd be surprised if Cam decides to come in here. He is staying out.
Uh, I
Heatmax
may be
comes in.
experiencing. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think I'm experiencing a little bit of a visual glitch here. I'm currently seeing. There we go. Apologies. I was witnessing Electric Blade driving around the track on the pit limiter, which was a bit confusing.
Oh,
And
okay.
his tires mysteriously turned red. I think I'll save that. That was quite entertaining to watch.
Thanks, Codemasters. Alright, so Cornish is staying out, and the 5 cars behind him also decided to stay out. So he does have a bit of a buffer here in that we know he has the pace on those behind him. There's penalties behind him in J-Ray with his teammates, so J-Ray's not going to beat him anyways. He can act as a buffer. Cornish is in a good spot here, but if anybody can find their way through this pack of harder compound tires ahead, I mean, Electric Blade is going to be fronting the field of the soft runners. Do you think he can do anything here with 2 laps to go?
Oh yeah, most definitely. The tyre advantage around here is absolutely incredible, and the soft tyres are easier to heat up as well. I'm just a little bit concerned. Who's actually gonna catch up
Yeah,
to the field? We
that's a
might.
Good
We
point.
might see a few people just being left behind, like someone who's just missed the bus. It's
Yeah.
it could be a heart in your mouth moment for some drivers here.
Cornish
Head in your hand, I
doesn't
should say.
want to
It's
back up this field at all. He wants to push the safety car into the pits so nobody on the softs can catch up. Electric Blade has caught the field, but that is it so far. Emax isn't gonna make it. He's 16 seconds back. Cornish is already going for it.
I think J Ray's not going to want to play the team game here. He's wanting to get as far ahead as possible to minimise the damage of the penalty, but Cornish Cook does take it over the line.
And there's gonna be side-by-side action into turn one on this restart here. Mantis going side by side, gets ahead of J Ray there, and the Red Bulls fighting it out here. Sneaky Tom. Oh, and there's contact.
Oh, there's contact. Oh, J Ray's gone as well as Sneaky Tom.
Oh no, I didn't see
Oh,
it.
I don't believe it. Cornish Mantis and Cornish Cook, the Cornish cousins, are actually competing for the lead. I did not expect this at the start of the race. Wow, that is some late drama.
And AJ's losing a position. Oh, he's side by side with Electric Blade here. A huge difference in tire compounds here. 21 lap old hards to the fresh softs.
Yeah, you said can Electric Blade make a difference? Well, he can if AJ takes out his teammate and subsequently J Ray. This is not going to go well for Ecos AJ here.
And the exit
He's
of this
definitely
turn
gonna
13
be
might be the
fighting for
difference
his
here.
life. Oh, there's such a big difference in grip. He's gonna be burning the
Oh, and he's
DRS.
gone!
Oh no!
And
Oh, they
collected
both
Blade!
gone!
No! No! Cam up at the P3!
I don't believe this. What is going on with this race? We've only got one lap to go. Who else is gonna spin?
Oh no! Oh my goodness. Moving on, moving on. Cornish is
I
ahead by
don't
a
think I
second.
don't think I've ever seen such a bizarre lap.
What did I just see? What did I just see? Well, we've got the Cornish cousins 1 and 2 right now, separated by a second. Cam a second behind them. Sneaky Tom 1.8 behind them, so it's all kind of settled down here. And the front of the field, Red Mask. He's keeping company with Eatmax now. Let's keep an eye on our gaps ahead because Cornish is in the lead of this race. But anything can happen, as we've seen so far.
Well, I don't know if I were you, if I'd won the championship, I would give my fellow teammate, my cousin, a win in EU2. But I don't know if Cornish Cook's gonna be wanting to do that. He's
Yep.
led the race, the entire race. I think he's just got one thing in his sights now, and he just wants to take the checkered flag here.
Yeah. Emax did lead for a little bit because of that safety car stop, but the net leader was always Cornish here, correct? But the only issue with giving Mantis the position to win is Cam is all over the back of him with very fresh, well, not very fresh, but much fresher tires than Mantis has. He's only 5 tenths away. Is DRS enabled this lap? I can't say it will
We
be.
do not have DRS, just ERS assistance.
But
Cornish
Mantis
is
is
a
under
sitting duck.
pressure. Side by side in the penultimate corner. We're going to stay on board with this battle. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Cam is going to get the
Cornish
position.
Mantis.
Cornish Cock wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Cam Tizzle, last lap pass on Cornish Mantis for P2. He comes home P3 Mantis. Sneaky Tom P4. J Ray P5. Electric Blade P6. AJ P7. Neatmax P8. Red Mask P9. And we're going to have a couple more penalties here. I wonder if that's going to bump Matty Robbo up. Nope. Matty Robbo stays P10. Racer is going to be P11. What a last lap. for for all the what we thought could have happened, we did not expect that.
Well, I'm not quite sure I can even remember what happened in that safety car restart. That was one hell of a race in those last few laps. It never fails to disappoint the late safety car, does it?
No, definitely not. Yeah, that was you wouldn't believe that the safety car came out, but Cornish claiming his 6th win of the season in China. Assuming that
Well, I
this
think
is going well.
meanwhile, I'm just going to see if I can get the podium sitters into the party for some interviews.
Yeah. what were the predictions again? It was I had Cornish, Cam, and Blade, and
Oh, I'm not quite sure who I had.
you had Cornish, Texas, and Blade.
I think, yeah, I think it was Cornish. Yeah, something along those lines.
I got we each got the P1 position, so that's big. But I got 2 out of 3, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Well, well, this is certainly going to make for an entertaining round of interviews.
Hello, hello.
Hello guys, we'll go quickly over this
Good
order
evening,
one more
gentlemen.
time. Cornish
I
obviously
think.
taking the win. Cam
Oh,
P2, Mantis P3, Sneak Tom P4, JRA P5, Blade P6. Unfortunate there for him and AJ P7, Eatmax P8, Red Mask P9, Matty Rebel P10, Racer P11, Texas P12, DNFing, and as well as Pipe Tech P13, Prentice P14, and Dan Rebel in P15. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna teleport back to the showroom here once this session ends.
well, I'm not quite sure where to start on these interviews. I'll let you take the lead because I think I need to mentally recover from what happened those last few laps.
Yeah, me too. I don't even know. Did you get Cam in here?
Come here.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, we have Cam.
All right. Well, we'll start with Mantis then as we get back to the showroom here. Mantis, you wanna tell us a little bit about your race? How did quali go? How was the start of the race?
Um, the start of the race was a bit rough. I've never really been good on this track, so trying to find consistency is just it's been tough. After the couple of quite a few spins I've had in the past couple of races, it's been a bit iffy. So once I found a bit of consistency, I was like, "Right, I'm not going to push any further than this," and that sort of resulted in me losing a bit of time here and there. But as a whole, I thought I did quite well today. Those hard tyres were very difficult to deal with at the end, and Cameron just about got me at the end with a really nice move, and I accidentally went down to second gear, and that sort of didn't help me in that second to last turn. So, yeah, fair shout to Cameron. It was a great move at the end.
Yeah, that last lap battle between you guys was pretty epic. You were at a significant disadvantage with the tires you were on compared to Cam's. 11 laps difference and a completely different compound, mind you. So it was a tough position to handle. We were talking honestly about whether Cornish Cuck was going to give you the win, considering he had locked up the championship. But I was like, hold on now, Cam's pretty close. I don't know if he can do that yet. So uh, yeah, tough to see you lose that position in the last lap. Could have been a Cornish one too here in EU2, but still a fantastic race for you. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we will jump over to the aforementioned uh, Cam Tizzle, everyone's
Hello.
favorite AM2 commentator. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Hectic race, man. It seemed from your side it was pretty hectic from the start. Was there contact earlier on in the first lap, and you're battling with Texas, and it was a pretty eventful race from you all the way along, was it not?
Yeah, I'd say so, except for like the middle stages. So when I was just trying to play catch up after I had to pit under green flag conditions for the mediums. I was waiting for a late safety car or something to give me something, but thankfully that safety car came out at the end. Let me get back up the field. But yeah, the first lap I had to take a little bit of evasive action, and going on like that left hand part. I don't know if you want to call it turn two, but yeah, I got squeezed a little bit. Made my early race a little bit more difficult, but at the very end, where I'm sure you might want to hear a little bit more about that. With that safety car, the way it was, I was able to keep my mediums really warm coming back up to the field, catching up to the safety car, and I knew that they all had cold hards, more than likely.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate for Patrick getting caught up in a spin.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You started pretty like I mean everybody in front of you on the hards didn't pit, and you were the
Mhm.
closest tire compound that was a little bit fresher. So I did mention maybe you'd have a good restart, but Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
I was
you?
just being patient at the start because I was going to try to pass like AJ and I think someone else, like I forget who it was, maybe Sneaky Tom down the straight, but they were going too wide and I didn't want to send it 3 wide, so I had to be a little bit patient and kind of wait for things to happen in front of me.
Yeah. Well, it paid off. So
Yes,
congratulations
sir.
on that P2 today, sir.
Yep, and congrats to the other two of you, Cornish and Cornish.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
How's the winner for the interview?
Yeah, thanks, BK. Well, first off, I'll just want to say congratulations, Senor Cook. That was a real championship drive from you there.
Dankeschön.
I think I'll just start off with the qualifying. I mean, you gapped P2 by a solid 3.5 tenths. I mean, tell us how you did it. You know, was it set up? Was it practice? Did you just feel good on the day?
China is weirdly, I don't know why, it's weirdly one of my best tracks. I don't practice it all that often, but I'm in the top 600 on time trial somehow, and that's like miles further than I should be on other time trial tracks. Like I'm in the top 2%, but around China I'm in the top 1%. So I know I've got the pace here, but after qualifying and the race started, the safety car that came out and everyone pitted from mediums to hards, and I think I was in 8th place after it, 7th or 8th. So I know I had my work cut out for me, but cutting through the field was really fun, man, because I didn't have the straight line speed like some of the other boys had. I had quite a safe, stable setup. I was quick through the corners, trying to find. I was stuck behind racer Lewis for a good 3 or 4 laps because I couldn't get him on the straights. So I had to figure out in those laps where I was strong, where he was weak. Managed to get him into turn 6 or 7, I think it is. And I had a great battle with Matty as well, cutting through the field as well. That was a great little battle into turn 1, 2, 3, 4. We went side by side for about 6 corners. It was lovely. And then after that, I was a good 7 or 8 seconds up the road, just nursing my tyres because they were getting close to 70-ish% near the end of the race, but that safety car that came out really scared me. I was very scared at the end. They held it together, so I'm happy. We like those.
Yeah, I can imagine it was a bit sketchy for you as well as a few other drivers. Were you ever under any pressure to pit for softs? We saw a few drivers pit for softs, and on the restart they made up quite a few positions. Notably, Electric Blade, who unfortunately had that spin right after AJ had his spin coming out of turn 13. I don't know if you caught that in your wing mirrors, but
Yeah, we were in the
yeah, I
party
mean it was a
together.
real. Oh yeah, it was a real
Mm.
lights to flag victory from you there. Yeah, we saw some fantastic overtakes from you towards the middle of the race after that first safety car. But yeah, I suppose just going back to my question, did you ever feel any pressure, or were you just quite confident in your ability to see out the win?
When that last safety car got called, like you say, I was definitely nervous, but because I was in the party with the boys, it was Jay, Mantus, AJ behind. So there was 4 of us all in formation, and they all said they weren't pitting. So I know I had a buffer of at least 4 cars that weren't pitting. So I knew I didn't need to pit. But if anything happened, like it did with AJ, and a few cars snuck through, like Cam did, and maybe Electric Blade on those softs, it could have been different at the end, definitely, because I wasn't coasting at the end, but I had to nurse the car home because my front left was on 72%. It was dead. So yeah, the thought crossed my mind to pit for softs, but when I heard the boys say they were staying out, it made my mind up for me.
Right, well, thank you for your time. Congratulations for your win. Congratulations, Cam, for that P2. It was a very strong finish from you.
Yes,
No
sir.
pun intended. That was genuinely no pun intended there. um,
Yeah,
and
good.
Mantis as well. Congratulations on P3 in EU2. I'm sure you're very proud of that one.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for commentating as always, you heroes. Congrats to the other 2 on the podium as well. Legends.
Why, that good, sir?
Love it.
It's all love here in the whatever in the interview booth. Oh, I couldn't speak there for a
Oh, it's
second.
always love, mate. Only
You
love.
say that, damn you, Cam. I was so close to getting a P2 there.
If we had another lap, I would have got P1 maybe.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
no, you
maybe,
would have. You
maybe.
would have. There's no maybe about it. You would have. You would have.
Yeah, those hards were absolutely dreaded for that race.
They were done. They were done.
Yeah, it was. I hated my hard stint.
All right, perfect, guys. Well, if that's all, then we're gonna sign off here. Joining us for Cornish Mantis for Cornish Cuck and for Cam Tizzle and EU2. We have the season finale the next week at Brazil, same time, same place. Tonight is AM1, I believe. And tomorrow EU1 at the same time, 9 p.m. UK. Free, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you.